7 in the first half, live for Friday, the second day of December 2022.
I put the cogs into the box and then I've got another load. After a while my arms will get tired and then this job will blow. But I could be replaced by a machine that does my work in half the time. But I don't know where I'd go, 'cause I prefer putting cogs into the box. Now I've got another load. Only just a few more hours and then I'm free to go. But I can't cease in questioning if I really have a home. It makes me sick to think of it, 'cause I prefer
p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title and tweet, pour water, tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause folding and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before play. I'll head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all. Joe Hill's from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chess tools breaking. Pickaxe and poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. Then I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I know there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swears, not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode. I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show. Summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your
filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and tonight y'all are my live streaming audience. I hope you got your own potatoes, because I've only got 18 potatoes. Home Alone in this. We don't have enough potatoes. It's like, dear Lord, thank you for this Kraft macaroni and cheese frozen dinner that was on sale. And the people who sold it to me. But also, yeah, I don't have enough potatoes for everybody. I'm trying to get them cooked, but I hope you brought your own potatoes. I also need to make rent this month. So just as a quick side note, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Even though we're playing the game Minecraft, Microsoft is not paying me to play it. I'm not getting advertising revenue. I bought the game out of pocket. It's on you. But Home Alone was the original YouTube thumbnail face, says Centauratron. How about on all my HermitCraft episodes from now on, it's just me going like, I don't know if the vibration shows up on the camera. But anyway. So, now for something entirely different. The Tiger by William Blake. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burn the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? And what shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of my heart? And when thy heart began to beat, what dread hand, what dread feet? What the hammer? What the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil? What dead grasp dare its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears, did he smile his work to see? Did he who made the lamb make thee? Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye dare frame thy fearful symmetry? And that was Tiger, Tiger by William Blake. It's in the public domain, so we can use it here. But I wanted to kick off this stream because we're going to have a lot of cats rolling in pretty soon. And I thought it would be fun to kind of, sometimes it's fun to mix these things up and read them with a different voice and see where the meter takes you, right? When you go in and you read a Shakespeare poem or a play or an Edgar Allan Poe poem, like sometimes just taking on a different voice, even if it doesn't necessarily fit how you imagine the author sounded, can kind of force you to remove yourself from the moment and look at it from a different point of view. Now, that different point of view might not even be halfway between you and the author. It might be way the heck out there in left field. But it does help you step outside of yourself for a moment. And I think that has a value. So, if people are saying Edgar Allan poems, let's see. If we pull up the Poetry Foundation site, pull up Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know what super short that he's written, because we did the Raven the other night, and that's a pretty long one. But let's see, does it have a list of his poems here? The Haunted Palace. How long is that one? I've never read this. I've never read The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. We are just literally baking potatoes while we look at Edgar Allan Poe's. He doesn't really write short poems. How long is this? This is not too long. So we've got the Haunted Palace pulled up. I'm gonna do a quick YouTube poll because there's a way for me to do this. Hold on. Start a poll. What voice for the Haunted Palace? And then I'm gonna write. We'll go with Southern. We'll go with maybe Artie. Strongman vibrato. I'm almost worried that having that included at all. New Jersey. Add option. Irish Sea, broadly speaking. Okay, let's see what people say. So... Anyway, we'll see what people say. I posted that in the YouTube chat. Right now it says 0% for all of them. Okay, immediately Southern's got 35. Artie the Strongman Vibrato has 18. New Jersey has 24. Irish Sea, broadly speaking. Because anytime I attempt to do like an Irish accent, it wanders around the Irish Sea. Oh, hey, we got a new message rolling in via Patreon. Awesome. Yep. We have had more new Patreon members in the last 2 days than like any 2 days ever. So I sent out a bunch of invites. If anybody has any issues with their invites, send me a Patreon message. That's the single best way to get those resolved. As far as I can tell, I only screwed this up once. But if I screwed it up once, I might have screwed it up twice. So I could do a Badger accent. I cannot do a Badger accent. I actually pitched a segment to Badger earlier today, and I was like, hey Badger, since you can't come to Dracula tomorrow night, you could film something and be like, this is your cub reporter Badger Spanner from the shore of Whitby in Yorkshire. As you can see, the Draculas are out in force tonight, as are the Crumpuses. But like, I was like, that's not really a Badger Spanner voice. That's just a general cub reporter voice. Like, this is your correspondent. Well, I generally do the cub reporter is like the junior correspondent, right? Whereas this is your correspondent. Your correspondent made way, which is almost very yeah, I know that sounds nothing like Badger. That's what I'm saying. Southern and New Jersey are tied for 30% so far with 47 votes. Can I do a New York accent? That's the one that's like, hey, I am walking here. Buddy, that was my cab. How dare you attempt to seize that taxi which I had flagged earlier? Right? That's New York, right? Did I nail it? Did I nail it, Darby Bristy? Electra 310 writes, perfect. No notes. Audrey M. clearly recognizes the source material, who writes, nothing bad ever happens to the Kennedys. Hold on. The joys of city living. I think I just heard like a dog attack another dog, but there's not anything I can do about that because it wasn't nearby. It was just loud. So, I don't know where that dog is or where it's coming from, but that was not a good noise. Sorry if that came through the mic. Okay. Anyway, we got our first tip of the stream rolling in on a very positive note. Shorty! Tipping 20. That's going to get us evenly to our next face camera expansion milestone and the entrance of the Jost. Oh, that's right. In Tiger, I threw the chains over my head. So here we go. It's time to say, y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each face camera expansion. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below and the Jost. Boom, 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 boom. Lowering that opacity now to, what is that, 90%? Oh, there's a chair in frame. Let's push that out of the way. I was playing pinball earlier on the tournament with the group. So, anyway, here we go. We're going to go ahead. We got 57 votes on that YouTube poll. And when we click end poll, shockingly, Southern... No, wait. Irish Sea, broadly speaking, with 58 votes. One vote came in at the very end and tipped it. It was almost a dead tie when I was going to click end. I was going to use that as an excuse to jump between a few. But Irish Sea, broadly speaking, took the lead at the end with 31%, Southern 29%, New Jersey 27%, Strongman Vibrato 12%. Wow. Clam Meditation says, I just voted. It was me. Good job, Clam Meditation. You did it. So some people, when you're trying to get into a particular accent, what you do is you have like a stock phrase that you repeat. Like when I'm trying to do the New Jersey voice, I imagine my aunts chiding my father because he was the second youngest of 10 kids. And so most of my aunts are older than him and would be like, oh my God, Joseph, that is not how that happened. Now, Daddy always said this, but you never wanted to listen, and that is not how that story happened. Now, let me tell your sons how that story happened, okay? So I always think of them saying, oh my God, Joseph, when I try and get into the New Jersey accent, because my grandparents all had their kids in New Jersey, even though I only lived there for like 6 months as a baby. That's how I get into that mode. And for the Irish Sea accent, though, I kind of get into it by, I should sound like a proper Dubliner. Yeah, I didn't have the ability to maintain this accent for very long, but I should sound like a proper Dubliner. It's not going to hold up, but I'll do my best to hold it up as best as I can. So anyway, we got The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, a radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch thought's dominion, it stood there. Never seraph spread opinion over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this, was in the olden time, long ago. And every gentle air that dallied in that sweet day, along the ramparts plumed and pallid, a winged odour went away. Wanderers in that happy valley, through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about the throne were sitting Polyphrygione, in state his glory well befitting. The ruler of the realm was seen, and all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, and sparkling evermore a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of their king. But evil things, in robes of sorrow, assailed the monarch's high estate. Ah, let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home of glory, that blushed and bloomed, is but a dim remembered story of the old time entombed. And travellers now, within the valley, through the red-lit windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while, like a ghastly rapid river, through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forever, and laugh, but smile no more. So there you go. That was The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe in the Irish Sea accent while we cooked potatoes. Wait, did you guys just pick the Irish Sea accent because I was making potatoes? I wasn't trying to... That wasn't like... this is literally the only food we have in Hermit Dystopia. And then you guys are like, oh yeah, let's lean into that and make him do the Irish voice. You are the monsters here. You are the monsters. I didn't even connect the dots. This is on you people. This just in. The YouTube chat is kind of sketch. Mahi Zero says, I voted for it because you couldn't hold it. Because you can't hold it. I think I held the accent. I focused on making sure the accent didn't drift too much. Kaname's Cocoa Pie says, I voted for Southern accent. Don't look at me. The conductor can't blame the orchestra when they follow his lead. Hey, NJ, hope you're having a fun time at Penny Arcade Expo. Unplugged. But by allowing it to happen, Joe, aren't you the real monster? I know how government works. Don't lecture me. This is clearly Clam's fault, the final voter. The final vote down. On my headphones. Louis says, I voted for New Jersey. Manti Gag broke 16,000 steps at PAX. That tracks. That's a big convention center. Mr. Lance says, I feel like Poe should never be read in that accent ever again. Ah! Well, Mr. Lance, when you say it like that, now you make me want to roll in and do another one. I was going to switch accents. I was going to talk about how different accents make different poems different. But now that Mr. Lance is like, we should never do that again with any other poem, I'm like, you know, we'll save Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe for a different one. Let's roll back to Ozymandias by Percy Bysshe Shelley. We did this one the other night. But yeah, let's try this one with the Irish Sea accent. Just because Mr. Lance told me I can't. I should sound like a proper Dubliner. I should sound like a proper Dubliner. I met a traveller from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions rid, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that marked them, and the heart that fed, and on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone level sands stretch far away. Yeah, dramatic Minecraft weather! Okay, so, oh, Mr. Lance says Pose should never be read with that accent again. Well, now we gotta roll into Annabelle Lee by Edgar Allan Poe. Let's make sure we have some fresh potatoes rolling in here. It was many and many a year ago, in a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. I was a child, and she was a child, in this kingdom by the sea. But we loved with a love that was more than love. I and my Annabel Lee, with a love that winged seraphs of heaven coveted her and me. And this was the reason that, long ago, in this kingdom by the sea, a wind blew out of a cloud, chilling my beautiful Annabel Lee, so that her high-born kinsman came and bore her away from me, to shut up her in a sepulchre in this kingdom by the sea. The angels, not half so happy in heaven, went envying her and me. Yes, this was the reason, as all men know, in this kingdom by the sea, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee. But our love, it was stronger by far than the love of those who were older than we, of many far wiser than we, and neither the angels in heaven above nor the demons down under the sea could ever dissever my soul from the soul of the beautiful Annabel Lee. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams of the beautiful Annabel Lee, and the stars never rise but I feel the bright eyes of the beautiful Annabel Lee. And so, all the night tide, I lie down by the side of my darling, my life, and my bride, in her sepulchre down by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. Stephanie Hall, welcome. Thank you for joining us on the Discord chat. I am just reading poems with an Irish sea accent to spite Mr. Lance because I'm a terrible person who is primarily motivated by wanting to argue with other people. Yay! I hope it works out well for me in the end. Da 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 da. Whoa! That was not a good way to do that. So, okay. Lots of folks coming in. Welcome. You're in the middle of the stream. We've been reading some poems with different accents. I kind of want to come into one of the poems and do the strongman vibrato. What would be a good poem to do with the strongman vibrato? You know, Canterbury Tales. Prologue. The one that's like, when that opera with the shore suita, the draught of March hath pursed to the ruta, and bathed every vein in sweet liquor, of which the two engendered is the floor. Now, can I do Middle English as Artie, the strongest man in the world? I don't know. But that's what live streams are for. For pushing the limits of the human experience in ways that have absolutely zero stakes, except for the fact that I will not be able to make rent if people don't pay me. So please tip. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. But other than that, the stakes have never been lower. Okay. So for Artie to do the Van Helsing, I have to have my hands off the keyboard. I have to flex. It's halfway. It's part Artie, and it's also like, meanwhile in the Hall of Justice, Batman and the Batcomputer were attempting to figure out Lex Luthor's next steps. Right? It's this booming, distant, echoing thing mixed with the flexing. Won that opera with his surest suitor, the draught of March hath passed to the ruta, and bathed every vein in sweet liquor, of which the two engendered
is the floor. One zephyr seek with his sweeted breath, in spirit hath in every old adith, the tendre croppe and the younger sona, hath in the ram his half-course Eurona, and smaller fowlers making melody, that sleeping all the night with open ye. So pricketh ham natura in her courages, the longing folk to go on pilgrimages, and Palmeres for to seek in stranger strondas, to further always coth in the sondre londas, and specially from every sheer azenda of England to Canterbury they wender, the holy blissful martyr for to seek, that hem hath hopen one that they will seek. I think that just kind of, that was probably what the author intended. Like, that just felt right. Wow. Like, I mean, I know I'm good at this, but, like, that was just perfect in every way. I am shocked at my own ability, but, like I said, if it's what the author intended, when you get it right, you just fall into the right groove, and you just slide. You just slide. Fake Zircon says, truly never know what I'm tuning into for a Joe Hill stream, but glad to be here. Oh, yeah. Dave USPS says, yeah, Chaucer just talk like that. Cuttlefish on Fire says, you can't prove he didn't. Gaia says, let's just imagine this being someone's first Joe Hill's stream. Hey. I don't want people to come back if they don't want this. Like, we're here to play Minecraft and do stupid, weird stuff while saying weird stuff. And, I mean, look, if you're not here to seek and strong Stronda, or to Ferne hallways, Koth in the Sondra Londas, like, what are you even doing? The Lady of Shalott, recommended by Clamp. Oh boy, I haven't read The Lady of Shalott aloud in probably a decade. Okay, we need... Wait, who joined the game? It's Scar! Howdy, Scar. Howdy, Shovel. I didn't see Shovel join the game, but... Shovel won't hunt me down and kill me if I don't say hello. Scar will. Hey, we got a tip rolling in from Quarky for 10. Thank you, Quarky. That's going to get us 10 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Is Scar still wearing his outfit? Let's see. Nope, that's a perfectly normal Scar face. The mobster. Let's see. So, Alfred, Lord Tennyson wrote The Lady of Shalott in 1832. Oh, gosh. It apparently has multiple parts. Boy, I don't know. I don't know if we can read this many parts. But I think if we did want to read these parts, we should probably try them in the Ted Theodore Logan voice, right? The fun thing about the Ted Theodore Logan character is, so when I dress up as Ted for, like, conventions, this is, like, the only thing I cosplay at conventions, really, is, I have a Ted Theodore Logan costume from when I ran the Time Warp 5K, which is a 5K that takes place when the clocks change, so you can get a negative time. And so I have a Ted costume made out of athletic wear. And so anyway, sometimes I wear that to conventions and stuff, and I'll be like, whoa. And the fun thing about dressing as Ted is just everything is like, whoa, no way. What a pleasant convenience of modern living. What a fantastic expression of individual determinism, right? Like, it's very fun. Kingu, I see your note there, but we have not gotten any PayPal tips since Quirkies. PayPal can take a few minutes to process. Fallstar Tips 5, who says, could I suggest Darkness by Byron in the Ted accent? Well, we were going to do the Lady of Shalott in the Ted accent, but let me just, real quick, double verify. Kingu, I'm sure your tip was in the hopper, but yeah, it'll just take a minute. Darkness by Byron. You know what? I think this is a good suggestion, Fallstar. I had a dream, which was not all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander, darkling in the eternal space, rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swung blind and blackening in the moonless air. Morn came and went, and came and brought no day, and men forgot their passions in the dread of this, their desolation, and all hearts were chilled into a selfish prayer for light, and they did live by watchfires, and the thrones, the palaces of crowned kings, the huts, the habitations of all things which dwell, were burnt for beacons. Cities were consumed, and men were gathered round their blazing homes to look once more into each other's face. Happy were those who dwelt within the eye of the volcanoes and their mountain torch, and fearful hope was all the world contained. Forests were set on fire, but hour by hour they fell and faded, and the crackling trunks extinguished with a crash, and all was black. The brows of men by the despairing light wore an unearthly aspect, as if by fits the flashes fell upon them. Some lay down and hid their eyes and wept, and some did rest their chins upon their clenched hands and smiled, and others hurried to and fro and fed their funeral piles with fuel, and looked up with mad disquietude on the dull sky, the pall of a past world, and then again with curses cast them down upon the dust, and gnashed their teeth and howled. The wild birds shrieked, and terrified did flutter on the ground and flap their useless wings. The wildest brutes came tame and tremulous, and vipers crawled and twinned themselves among the multitude.
hissing, but stingless. They were slain for food and war, which, for a moment was no more, did glut himself again. A meal was bought with blood, and each sate sullenly apart, gorging himself in gloom. No love was left. All earth was but one thought, and that was death. Immediate and inglorious, and the pang of famine fed upon all entrails. Men died, and their bones were tombless as their flesh. The meager by the meager were devoured. Even dogs assailed their masters, all save one, and he was faithful to a course, and kept the birds and beasts and famished men at bay, till hunger clung them, or the dropping dead lowered their lank jaws. Himself sought out no food, but with a piteous and perpetual moan, and a quick, desolate cry, licking the hand which answered not with a caress, he died. The crowd was famished by degrees, but two of an enormous city did survive, and they were enemies. They met beside the dying embers of an altar place where had been heaped a mass of holy things for unholy usage. They racked up and shivering scraped with their cold skeleton hands the feeble ashes, and their feeble breath blew for a little life and made a flame, which was a mockery. Then they lifted up their eyes as it grew lighter and beheld each other's aspects, saw and shrieked and died even of their mutual hideousness. They died unknowing who he was upon whose brow famine had written, feed. The world was void. The populous and the powerful was a lump, seasonless, herbless, treeless, manless, lifeless. A lump of death, a chaos of hard clay. The rivers, lakes, and oceans all stood still, and nothing stirred within the silent depths. Ships, sailorless, lay rotting on the sea, and their masts fell down piecemeal as they dropped. They slept on the abyss without a surge. The waves were dead. The tides were in their grave. The moon, their mistress, had expired before. The winds were withered in the stagnant air, and the clouds perished. Darkness had no need of aid from them. She was the universe.
And that was Darkness by Lord Byron, with accompaniment by Good Times with Scar on the arrow. Howdy, Scar. Can you even hear me? Oh my god, I love your dress! I need one! I took my hands off the push to talk. How do we get those? Is that copyright? Did you pay someone to make that? Can I just Photoshop my skin onto that? That looks amazing. I'll make a teal one. Bye! Just a steel town scar on a Saturday night, searching for the time of her life. In the real-time world, no one sees her at all. They all think she's crazy. Matching rhythms to the beat of her heart, turning motion into light. She have danced into the danger zone, where the dancer becomes the dance. It can cut you like a knife when the gift becomes a fire on the wire between will and what will be. Anyway. So I haven't been able to see what the Discord was writing because I had the poem in front of it. Let me catch up on the Discord real quick. Let's see. Centauratron says, "Is that scar in the window? An in-game audience. A play of scar not to interrupt the performance." Chloe says, "We're in danger." Hot guy Santa suit. Santa baby, la da 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 da. Shredmaster says, "Just joined mid-poem. Business as usual for Joe." Well, the thing is, now that we're reading Dracula on Saturday nights, I kind of like, it used to be that Saturday nights we would do random poems and stuff and songs, and then we like randomly started doing Dracula, and then we kept doing it for like, I don't know, 23 weeks. But like, I miss doing the random poems, and so I kind of decided, hey Sammy, since this evening I was in a artistic mood, you know, I saw The Fabelmans on Wednesday night, and then I watched Gremlins with my daughter tonight. I'm just like, oh man, talented people do great work. Let's just grab some of that and rip it apart. And poetry is one of the fun things because it's in the public domain for the most part, so I can read it with the different voices and have fun. Clam Meditation says, "Any plans for after Dracula?" No, not yet. I have not figured that out yet. That's a future Joe problem. Okay, so that's interesting. So, Kingu, for some reason I haven't gotten an email alert about your tip, but it is showing up on my phone now. And what's weird is well, I'll have to keep an eye on that. Sometimes, so like PayPal, sometimes like late at night on weekends, they're doing like maintenance on their notification systems. And so like Friday and Saturday nights can be unreliable. But yeah, okay, Kingu, so I can confirm that the $3 did come in. I just didn't get an alert for it. Who says, "Can't help but applaud the dedication to the bit." I don't even know which bit it was anymore. That was 19 minutes ago. But thank you for supporting the show, and I promise I'm going to be dedicated to a lot of bits. We'll do our best here. That puts us 2 away for the next Face Gamer expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Now that I know for a fact that the alerts aren't coming in 100%, I'll do a manual check every so often as well. Kingu says, "I'm used to it. I used to live off PayPal too." Yeah. Somebody says, "Your cats looked amazing in Impulse's video today." Well, the thing is, my cats were supposed to look amazing in the clip where we all went home. So I actually need to move all the cats off the cliff for right now, so people who film stuff before there don't spoil it. Although I don't know when we're going home. So... But I moved like 90% of the cats earlier. So we've got plenty to do. Boy. Yeah, where's that tower? So I've been moving the cats over here for right now. But we have more to grab. Hello, kittens. Hello, cats. I know you're not mosquitoes or gnats. I will retrieve
you and that's that. We will bring all of the kittens to a place that's gonna be so much more off camera. It feels like there is a pun with llamas that I could make. It's not apparent. So we will get some more cats for the merriment. Now the risk here is the closer we get to the bottom, the more of the cats that are going to get dragged down. Do 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 do. No, we haven't gone home. I went back to my house, my apartment on Empires, to cook some potatoes. Because apparently we're going to be here longer than I thought. Possibly indefinitely. So I thought we were going to record something on Tuesday or maybe even Monday where we escaped. But we are apparently incompetent and did not do that. So supposedly all we have to do is turn on Grumbot, but no one actually knows how to do that, so yay. I'm sure that'll be in a video sometime. Marge, is Lisa at Camp Granada? Oh no! Dang it, cats. So my plan was to put all the cats near the rift right before we were expecting to go home, so they'd be in everybody's episode and it would look cool. But now it's all... Now everybody is recording by the rift that we're not going home. My cats are ruining it by not being in the shot where we do go home. Because we're not doing that, apparently, anytime soon. Grumble, 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 grumble. So we gotta get all the cats out of the shots. Because it's funnier if the cats look like they came out of nowhere, not like they've been sitting there for 10 days or a week and a half or 3 weeks. Can I film a bit where I just go through the portal and go hang out with Beef and XP and Etho? I've thought about doing that, but I don't know how Grumbot works. That requires levels of, like, talking about Grian with my child that I don't want to do, and I'm not going to independently research this, so. But, like, it's taken a lot of effort to make it clear I don't want to talk about Grian videos during dinner. If I come in, I'm like, hey, it's time to talk about Grian videos. She's going to think, oh, this is my moment. We can't have that. I'm the best. Meow. No one's ever... I saw that scar. Violence is no answer to violence. I just cyberbullied Scar until he left the game. Is telling people not to shoot animals cyberbullying? I guess only if it's on the internet and you have a tone. I had a tone. Scar must atone. Combat logged? Hey, Griffin says, "Hey Joe, have you ever read Dune?" Yeah, that's the one that starts out with like an angry man. There is my story, the bitter rancor of Achilles, prince of the house of Peleus. No, wait, that's not it. An angry man. There is my story. Paul, prince of the house Atreides. Something like that, right? No, wait, that's Star Trek. I don't know Dune at all. That's the one by that painter from Texas, Herbert Walker Bush. I think one of my favorite monsters in Adventure Time was there was a creature that Finn attacked in its cave that had somewhat accurate universal knowledge. And he's just like, "I know why you have come here, Flan the human." And Finn is just like, "Whoa, how did you almost know my name?" And the monster's like, "I have approximate knowledge of all things." It's just like, "I have approximate knowledge of all things" is one of the best humorous premises in all media. People are telling me I couldn't have had a tone when I talked to Scar because I'm tone deaf. That's true. That's true. Flan the human. Emily W says, "That's where that quote comes from. My friends and I use it all the time." Yeah, it's from Adventure Time. "I have approximate knowledge of all things." It's just such a good... It's a great line, but it's a great premise. Like, if top to bottom, just masterwork. Masterwork segment. We're going to hide some of these cats in here for right now as just a second emergency reserve. I call all of my emergency reserves a second emergency reserve
because I don't want people to know how many we actually have. These two cats are terrified. At first I was afraid, I was catrified. See, you just gotta let them come to you. Just gotta let them come to you. There we go. So we do need to get more food for the cats. I've been getting more food for myself earlier. I was getting a bunch of fireworks and potatoes. Potatoes! Potatoes? Wait, is that bridge supposed to be broken? Ollie worked hard on that bridge, and a lot of other things he doesn't get credit for. I think there's some element of humor to having some sort of episode where Ollie and I create some sort of bard or poet or songwriter school. And we straight up tell all the students, we say to them, you poor unfortunate souls, you'll never be as talented as us. But for this afternoon, for the cost of admission, you will be able to experience the fantasy that, you know, if everything went right in your life somehow in a way that is statistically impossible, and if your parents had been more smart and creative, then you too could have been able to do what we do. That's the fiction that we're selling here, and we're prepared to sell it. So let's dive right in. Let's dive right in. I feel like that would be a pleasant episode. I don't know, who would the optimal students be if Ollie and I were to take on students for a thing like that? Who would you think would be the most receptive and humorous students for some sort of songwriting or poetry writing type of gimmick, where we basically tell them that they'll never be bright enough to actually accomplish anything? Which isn't necessarily true. Everyone in HermitCraft is very bright, very creative, very brilliant. But at the same time, it's funnier if we pretend they're not. That's the irony. Sausage is always a good student, says Lady Vaporeon. I will spend 3 to 4 hours a day harvesting fish to feed my cats until the rift reopens. You take that to your boss and you tell him that, Grumbot. That's not me responding to anyone in chat. That's just me, for a second, trying not to scream the thing that my heart has been screaming for the last 4 or 5 days, even when I wasn't streaming. Wait, does Hermitopia have fishermen villages? I don't know. Why would they? Are those in the game? I will learn to use Lightmatica to build a Seth Bling computer that can actually do 8-bit processing, and I will force you to open that rift out of shame, Grumbot. I really don't have the time to do that, but... That'd be great. This thing can add numbers so quickly. What are you gonna do? Make Mumbo mayor? I'm gonna cyberbully Grumbot into functioning. You know, we're all laughing about this, but like at a certain point, it stops being funny to like just go from like having 4 cats on the server to having 60 to having 180. It stops being funny. But the thing you need to acknowledge is that once you bring it back around at like the, I don't know, 27 stacks or so, once you have a shulker box worth of cats, it starts being hilarious again. And so we're kind of in this like unfunny, uncanny valley, the unfunny valley, if you will. Just throw those cans out; they're expired. Yeah, we're in the unfunny valley of having a lot of cats right now. Because we've already had a lot of cats for so long that having a lot of cats is no longer novel. So we need to not have a lot of cats. We already had an unacceptable number of cats. We need to. This is what Cub accomplished with his thousands of catalysts. Right? You know, there's just a certain point where it stops being not funny anymore and starts being hilarious. Like, I feel on some level, one of the reasons that I wanted to roll into this stream, like, leaning on the poetry and the theater. The theater. I wanted to lean into the theater and the poems very strongly. Because I was just like, I was looking at tonight's stream and I was like, yeah, I think the best thing we could possibly do is just like, I don't know, 9 or 10 hours of harvesting fish and breeding cats. But like, y'all have stuck with me through like, I don't know, 2 weeks of harvesting fish and breeding cats at this point. And I don't want to seem like I'm disrespecting you, right? I don't want to seem like I'm letting y'all down and just giving up and going like, well, if we can't be funny, we're just going to kill all the cats. No, we're going to kill all the fish to breed the cats that we'll put near the rift that somebody else will probably blow up with a TNT cannon. I have no insider knowledge that somebody's going to shoot a TNT cannon at this rift, but like, in my heart, I know somebody's going to shoot a bunch of TNT at this before we leave. And it's going to be way more dramatic if there's just like 3,000 cats that die in the explosion. Now, that's a tragedy unless the other 18 to 25,000 cats are fine. So, we're building something here, people. We're building it one piece at a time. And all the pieces matter. Sammy Higgins says, "You're a monster." Yeah, basically. There's some sort of joke here. There is some sort of joke where it's like, no, the real monster is the Dracula who built the Frankenstein that I am. But There is no way to word that comprehensively and comprehensibly. Like, there. I know the joke is there. This is the difference between live media and scripted media. Sammy Higgins says, "Not with that attitude." Exactly. Like, yeah. There's a great line. I say a line. There's lines of graffiti in the game Left 4 Dead, which is a zombie apocalypse game produced by Valve Software. You might recognize them. They made Ricochet back in the day. And so Valve Software, they had this game Left 4 Dead, and you would get to these safe rooms between the levels, or between the parts of a level. And there would be, like, graffiti from the other survivors. And the best graffiti in the safe room is somebody, like, scrawls in marker on the wall. If you think about it, people are the real monsters. And somebody writes underneath it in different handwriting, no, it's pretty blatant that the zombies are the monsters. And then a third person in a different handwriting underneath it writes, I miss the internet. And it's just like, oh boy. They nailed it. They nailed it. Konami Coco Pie says the actual line is, "No, you idiot, that's the zombies." Howdy, Incredible Mike. The real monsters are the Real Monsters Nickelodeon made several seasons of along the way. Real Monsters. Ooh, trident. Ooh, and a shell. Got the shell at least. Ooh, and a copper. We can give that to Pixel Riffs. Ooh, hold on. It's raining. Rain day. Flying around on rain day. Well, we've got 2 tridents so far from all this fishing. Which, on the one hand, doesn't sound that impressive. But, like, in the last 2 days, we've gotten 2 tridents. And before that, all of our fishing got us no tridents. So, we're actually way up. Hey! Don't need no zombies hitting me. Ow, my face. What's with these drowneds chasing my guy? Here in this Minecraft world, I wanna hit salmon just with my sword, so I can feed some corpses to a whole bunch of cats who have all been sat nearby a rift that's dark and ooh. I just wanna hit this fish now with swords and maybe steal their bones and their flesh so I can feed them to kitty cats. 'Cause I feed kitty cats, do 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 do. I feed kitty cats, do 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 do. Oh no, get down. Oh no, get below the sea. All these zombies are after me.
Whoa, Joe, what'll you do? I'll hit salmon. How about you? I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. How many salmon heads do you have now? Just asking for mob cap reasons. I don't know. I put a bunch of them in my fridge back in my apartment in Cogsmead. Everybody knows it hurts to get hit by the zombies. It's so weird to be down here. Let me tell you what, the years go on and we're still fishing. Oh, we're still fishing for cats. We're still fishing. Oh, we're still fishing. And you're my swords next target fishy. Okay, how are we doing on... Wait, do we really only have... We have less than 1 stack of fish? I have been too busy with the poetry this stream, and I have not... We need 3... We have 3 stacks of cats, which means to increase their population by 50%, we need 3 stacks of fish. We are not near 3 stacks of fish, people. This is not a 3 stacks of fish stream. On a long enough timeline, everyone's chance of discovering a guppy geyser approaches 0. That seems like a lot of drought, right? Does that seem like a large number? That seems like a lot to me. Ooh, trident zombie. No trident. Ooh, I want that shell. Yeah, cats don't eat tropical fish is the problem with the guppy geyser for this solution. Have a good night, Mama, Marty, and child. Oh no, it's too cold up here. We're going down swinging. I was like, I bet that'll make all the drowned despawn. It did. Yay, thank you, Rain. I don't like AFK fish farms. They just feel kind of like not fun. Like they don't feel like a game anymore to me. when I fish in a game. I'm burnt out if the flame isn't active. Isn't active. Is there a thunderstorm outside? I don't see any lightning. And I don't hear thunder, but like the wind. Maybe it's just because my apartment building is so cheaply constructed. We had this big windstorm the other day, and it woke me up like 8 times during the night. I thought the like exhaust pipes from like the like, you know how like bathrooms will have like those exhaust fans or whatever? I thought the pipes on the roof were gonna rip out of the building, like, because I could hear them clanging when the wind was blowing. It was like, okay. So we're going to go to twitter.com/NashSevereWeatherX. And we're going to see, okay, what is going on? It looks like just high winds, nothing dangerous. Okay, good to know. If you... In a sufficiently cheap building, even the lightest winds sound deadly, and I get worried. I get worried. Okay. Okay. Okay, so what was I doing? Sorry, the imminent peril part of my brain took over everything else, and now I'm like, I gotta reset. Okay. When you plunge to the depths and you're holding your breath, slice and salmon. Slice and salmon. You grip. Anybody else in Nashville in the stream tonight? Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the buildings around where my building is. Maybe they're channeling the wind in a particularly deadly sounding way. But like, ooh, extra trident. Like, I trust the Nash Severe Weather folks. They're really competent meteorologists. And if they don't think I'm in imminent peril, it's pretty unlikely I am. But, like, just something about the angle of the wind, like, just, like, it's... It probably sounds worse than it is. We gotta try it. Yay. What?
I kind of feel like we need to get these tridents enchanted. Is that wrong? Yeah, it doesn't I like looking at the maps and at the weather stuff, it doesn't look like it's unsafe. It just sounds way louder than usual. It's just like for whatever reason it's hitting my building at like a resonant angle in a way that's deeply disconcerting. Okay. But there's no lightning, there's no risk of tornadic activity. The wind speed on the whole is low enough it shouldn't be a problem. Stephanie Hall says the cold front is pushing through Nashville right now, driving your wind gusts up till morning. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, it's nothing to panic about. It just like it sounds like something to panic about. Oh boy. Okay. Maybe take the hydration break and go take a look. I mean, I can open the blinds and be like, it's dark out. No, it's. I've still got a quarter of my drink left. I should probably take a hydration break though soon. I was gonna say let's put some stuff in here. Wait, where did that ender chest go that was over here? I feel like there was an ender chest over here. Unhappy noises. Where'd the ender chest go? It's not like it wore out like an anvil. Wait, there was a barrel full of TNT materials? Okay. So I think we need to take these other tridents to the end, and we need to get the levels to make like unbreaking, mending, and whatever stuff on them. Wait. Oh, hold on. We got 25 bottles of enchanting. I feel like we should maybe save those though, right? Like, let's just go to the end, kill a bunch of whatever those guys are, Endermen. Let's just see if we can get some levels for our tridents. Darby says you're unbanned from the Hermobit Tower. Scar says so. Everybody else says Scar is wrong, but I choose to believe Scar because he says the thing I want. Hey, good news, Kingu. Your alert just rolled through on PayPal, so it looks like their alert servers are back up. Yay! Take the mending books with you. Every time you break an ender chest without silk touch, a slot disappears. That would actually be a really funny gimmick if it hurt your inventory. I like that. Okay, so here I am, prepared to fall down through the water. Hostile creature is down. Sorry I'm yawning a lot. I had a really busy day. I drove my car, which I don't like doing. But unfortunately, there's only so many convenient ways to move a Christmas tree on top of a car, and most of them involve driving the car. So I went Christmas tree shopping with my daughter, and of course the first tree she walks up to is like 8 or 9 feet. It's in the 8 to 9 feet range, and it's $300. She's like, Dad, this one looks great. And I'm like, okay, see where I can put my hand to? And then if I jump, that's almost to our ceiling. We don't have very high ceilings in our new apartment. I know that when we're outside, this tree doesn't look very big, but this tree would be like bent over in our apartment. We're not getting this one. It won't fit. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm certain. Also, it's $300. So no. Okay, so we're level 38. That feels like a good amount of levels for enchanting these random tridents in the books. Yeah, real trees can be very expensive. I mean, in fairness, it was like the first tree she walked up to is like one of the like most gorgeous trees at the entrance. The idea is you walk in and you see that tree, and if you're like running your jewelry store or whatever, you're like, oh, that's so beautiful. It complements everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like they put that one right at the entrance for a reason. So we're up we go, and then through. Let's not look at any of the Endermen. Okay, so we're back here now, and we have the levels we need to enchant. Some tridents. Okay, so why did we come in here? I feel like this was kind of supposed to be a shortcut for where we were going, and it didn't pan out. Okay. This Percy says, I'm so sleepy but determined to keep up with the cat saga. Percy, we're not going to do anything wild with the cats tonight. Like, the cats were supposed to be for the big finale when we escaped the rift, thanks to Grumbot. But, like, all of that is, like, question mark thwarted. So now I have no idea if or when that will ever be applicable. So I'm just going to keep breeding cats out of... I feel like there's not a good word that combines spite and inertia. Or momentum and inertia. But like imagine that there's a clever blend there. They're just naturally coalescing. I'm not doubling down. Grace Winder, that's far too limiting. We are exponentially exploring the problem space. Dang it, we need to dump these extra ender pearls. I don't want to get rid of these ender pearls that don't have names into a chest that people are going to use. Hold on. Oh, we'll just put them in Cub's chest. It's effective. Darby Bristol says, it's past shenanigans and approaching effery. Arguably, it's past shenanigans and well into why the F nottery? Yeah, like Guy Fieri. Why the Guy Fieri nottery? Malevomentum. Cavman, that's promising. You're not quite there, but you're closer than I thought anyone would get. I thought this was an impossible problem, but you've moved the Overton window for what is possible here. Now I'm starting to think maybe I was wrong to assume there's no answer. The sunk cat fallacy, writes Magenta Avocado. What's wrong with spinertia? It sounds like a spine surgery. Okay, if we swap these out, does it keep the same enchants? Yeah. Oh, it's literally just oops, all channeling. Oops, Riptide 3. Unbreaking, Unpaling. So let's go ahead and remove the Unbreaking, Unpaling. Yeah. We can get those easily. Yeah, now we're back out of having enough levels. Oh wait, there's more. Malortia sounds like something to do with Malort, which is really, really not delicious. Okay. So we've got 3 partially made, like 2 channeling tridents doesn't really seem necessary. Shatter, shatter, shatter. Okay, so that didn't get us the number of levels we wanted. On some level, I want to take this Riptide 3 trident and add Unbreaking 3 and Mending to it and go... call it the Triple Drain. But we now need to go take get a bunch of experience to fix that. Oh, because it's got Mending on it now. Boy, I didn't think this through. Inertia aggression. It's not a bad suggestion, Ginger Ale, but please watch the caps. We want Unbreaking and Mending. Yeah, we want Bookshelf. Second Unbreaking. And 2 Mending. Uh-oh. Okay, so Unbreaking and Mending, we combine in the Anvil. Ba
bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. And we'll eat those 4 potatoes before you know it. Okay, so we have our channeling loyalty trident. We have our Riptide 2 trident. We have our Riptide 3 trident. But we need to enchant this other one. Oh, this is nonsense. I think we need to go back and kill some more of those Endermen. Let's all go to the end. I think their end really needs a enchanting station, just as a side note. Hey, a quick reminder real quick that tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We've been going for about an hour and 45 minutes. And we are $2 away from our next Face Gamer expansion milestone. So, let's go. Where is the exit? I could build one. I don't know. I don't know if I have the energy to take 15 bookshelves and an enchanting station and some carpet and anvils. What? Why am I in the corner? Nobody puts Joe Hills in the corner. Which one's the one that has mending on it? Let's temporarily switch that to our offhand. Temporarily. These guys hit hard. We need level 30 something if we're gonna churn through these a few times. Ronays tips 5 and writes, question mark, expand Joe? That gets us 3 past our next Face Game expansion milestone. So here we go. It is indeed time to expand Joe. Lowering the Joe opacity now to 80%. Thank you very much, Ronay, for that. I feel like we were going to try some other accents with the poetry, and we got caught up in the fishing life. Aim for level 45, says Mahi Zero. Okay, Hey, we got $2 rolling in from Anonymous, who writes, expand. Well, unfortunately that came in after we already expanded, but
That does get us closer to the next expansion. And then Kingu acknowledges that with another 4, who writes, even closer to the next expansion. Woo! Thank you, Kingu. That gets us 11 away from the next Face Gamer expansion milestone. Thank you to Anonymous and Kingu for supporting the arts and my show in particular. Okay. So... This is so much more tiring than fishing. Fishing is so chill, whereas with this, I'm like, I gotta keep sweeping left and then right. Okay, so we've done poetry in the Irish C accent. We've done poetry in the Boston accent. We've done poetry in the Ted Theodore Logan accent. We've done the Artie, the strongest man in the world accent. What's left? We haven't done a lot of... Somebody said Southern. Do a Minnesotan accent. Oh, sure, sure. I don't know if I can do a Minnesotan accent. Beetlejuice. Yeah, we haven't done a Beetlejuice poem. Guys. I think this is really bad, guys. I don't have a lot of rockets, y'all. Try to relog. Is that smart? Is that the actual answer? Let's save the replay file before we reconnect. It's going to be a while because we jumped a few dimensions and we've been going for 2 hours. Okay, hey, we got a tip rolling in the meantime from Victoria. Sorry, not Victoria. From Magenta. Wrong email. For 11, who said, or doesn't actually say anything. But either way, thank you, Magenta. I'm so stressed out about this, like, dying in the abyss thing. I'm not able to read my email alerts properly. Thank you. That gets us evenly to our next Face Camera expansion. So here we go. Expand Jost. Do. Lowering the Joe Pasty now to 70%. And we also got a tip rolling in from Derek for 7, who says, I miss your pinball machine project, but your work with Pix and the Cats has been great. Thank you. That puts us 13 away from the next expansion. Appreciate you supporting the arts in my show, in particular, Derek. Okay. Face camera off. Start recording. How now, brown cow?
Unique New York. I recall the time they found those fossilized mosquitoes, and before long they were cloning DNA. Now I'm being chased by some irate velociraptors. Well, believe me, this has been one lousy day. HermitCraft Season 9, Episode 48, Segment Echo, Take 1, and Action. We're here looking at the Play Multiplayer screen because I got logged off in the middle of moving through one of those interdimensional portals. Let's find out if I'm dead in the void. And if I'm not dead in the void, how long do I have to switch to my fireworks and fly away? Okay. I'll take it. Oh no, I can't move. Wait, hold on. We have a tool for this. Just in case I accidentally looked at one of them. I turned off hostile sounds, so I won't know until I start taking damage. We might be okay. We might be okay. We did it. Stop recording, face camera on. Best case scenario, you love to see it. Exactly, Magenta, exactly. Whew. Oh boy, that wind outside. Like, I know it's not that bad, but it sounds terrible. Derek, thank you for the 4. I always reserve the rights to not read particular messages, and I'm not going to read that one. But either way, that puts us 9 away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Was that my first time through the portal? Credits showed. No, they show every time, I think. I don't know. Okay. I can tell I'm pretty tired, and I'm going to start making mistakes soon. I'm not careful. But I would like to get these tridents enchanted. That's the Riptide 3 one. That's the other one. Unbreaking 3 and Loyalty 3. It's not really great. Loyalty 3 and Impaling 5. Not really great. You really want Riptide on these. Unbreaking 3 and Channeling. Hey, that might not be terrible. Let's take this other Channeling one. See if we can get anything better out of that. Unbreaking 3 and Loyalty 3. I was hoping for Riptide. Not quite. Unbreaking 3, Impaling 4, Loyalty 3. I mean, that's not terrible. Here's the thing, is I can tell I'm at the point where if I don't log off, I'm going to do something stupid and accidentally blow up something super important or get caught in the end and lose all my gear or something. So, yeah, that Enderman Farm portal freaked me out a little bit. I'm glad everything worked out okay that time, but that's the warning shot across the bow. That's where we go. It's Friday. It's been a long week. Maybe let's not push our luck. Right? Okay. So, what do we have here? Ooh, an Arnold movie. You know, that Hercules in New York movie was really good. Mystery Pinball Theater is competitive riffing. Jingle All the Way, which I actually haven't seen. But I guess I'm going to fix that tonight. I'm going to go make myself a plate of charcuterie
get some cheese, some olives, maybe a little sausage, and enjoy watching Mystery Pinball Theater 3000 tonight. That's my after party. So I hope I'll see some of y'all there. Turn on hostile mob sounds before I log off. Good call, because that'll be a problem tomorrow. Anyway, thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you to everybody who tipped and supported the show financially. Thank you for putting up with my self-indulgent poetry. And, I mean, honestly, Chaucer with already the strongest man in the world. I mean, welcome to the future. I don't know what else to say. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do-do-do-do.